What is one gaming tip or trick that has always worked for you in games? He goes, I finesse RPGs and their economy. So that's one gaming thing that you're really good at finessing, like kind of circumventing the system, or just a little trick that always works for you and everything.
Dang.
I'm kind of looking at you because I know you do some shit, man.
Just boost. There's always, whenever it's like, oh, in order to get to this area, you have to be a certain level. Well, where can I farm and boost? And just keep killing these lower levels to just level up. And that's pretty much a lot of these games. You can just go to certain towns. There's always that one town I remember in Destiny that was at what Titan Land or whatever it was. Remember? And we would just wait till that big creature would spawn and kill it, and everybody would level up. So then by the time you did go out into the world, you were beefy.
So that's what you're really good at?
That's it. I sniff them out. That's the first thing I do. When I see that I have to do a whole leveling, oh yeah, you're gonna have to level up and farm, or like the Assassin's Creed Odyssey and all that bullshit. It's like, oh, you want to go over there? You have to be level 33. Fuck that shit. Let me find a good spot. Let me level up as much as I can from there, and then run out into the world. I hate running that. Oh well, now I can't compete in this level because I'm 5 levels down. They're gonna kick my ass. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, and then just keep climbing that ladder of struggling. I don't like doing that shit. It's not fun.
Yeah. By the way, Subgators in the chat right now. What's going on, brother? Manny, you go next. What's one thing in games you do very well, like a trick or a hack or whatever? But it's all in game, no bullshit codes or nothing.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I'm like, pressing buttons fast. That's all I got. Because I can't say that. I can't say that I'm amazing at games. I'm the first to admit that. But at least can go through a game. But yeah,
you get the plats, baby.
I guess I'm good at spending time. I can't really say that I've really exploited any sort of systems. I'm sort of, just sort of pay attention to whatever the game is doing, or you kind of search or whatever, and I just kind of do it. I can't say I have anything special. Nothing special about me, son.
For me, I'm gonna cheat and go with 2 of them. I'm always really good at finding like a glitch or a blind spot, I should say, of a boss. Like, oh, the developers missed this shit, and I'll just cheese them in a really cheesy way, like, and this kind of ties in with my other one, right? Here's my trick when it comes to hack and slash games. I do the same combo in every fucking game. The same combo. 3 light attacks and a hard one over and over and over again, and mixed in with dodging. I just do that over and over and over again. Works in every fucking game. Like, there's exceptions, obviously, like Ninja Gaiden. You can't get away with that shit, but I do that with every game. It works just fine. But you mix that in, like, basically finding like what is the optimal attack, the optimal cheesiest attack that'll work on a boss, and I do that and I win. This also ties in all together. Manny, you see me play Street Fighter. What I do, I only use the hard buttons. I don't fucking do all that fancy shit, and it works.
He doesn't. He doesn't use. He just uses hard buttons. Maybe a medium every so often, but no.
And that works all the time. So that's all my. I guess just to sum it up, I'm good at finding the path of least resistance, because one of the things I like about games is finding the most optimal way to play the game. Like, some people say that's not fun. To me, it's fun. Fun is trying to find the best way to play the game so I could beat it fast, so I could go do something else. So that, I guess that's my trick, like finding the most optimal way of beating the boss, getting to a treasure, doing a fucking platformer thing. That's my thing. I always find the most optimal way. As a matter of fact, when I play games, at fucking, like events and demos, the developer is always like, fuck, you beat that fast. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm trying to win, baby,
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was playing this one fucking game. It was mostly supposed to be like a surreal type of game where you're supposed to explore the land and shit. I'm playing the game, and the developer stopped me. He's like, why are you playing this like a speed run? I'm like, because I'm trying to beat the demo, bro. I'm only here for 5 minutes, So I'm just naturally inclined to do that shit. All right, Carlos, what's one thing you're really good at games, like a trick or whatever that you exploit, and you're really good at it?
I mean, what you mentioned earlier is kind of something that I do a lot too. It's like, yeah, I can find this combo that's going to take me through the rest of the game. I'm just going to use it the whole game. Why am I going to learn something else that's that's going to waste my time? The point of a game is to beat it.
Yep.
It's unless it's like I don't know, maybe a multiplayer game or something like that. Because even in multiplayer games, I kind of do that sometimes.
Multiplayer, that's where you really want to find that one thing that works, you know?
So kind of like Tony is like, you find an exploit. It's like, oh, there's a freaking boss that can't go through a door, but you can still shoot through the door and take the damage. I'm staying in the whole fucking battle, man. That's what I like to do. Going back to my dark history, man. I have a dark past. I used to hack Halo too.
You want to admit that shit?
I had mods and everything, man. I was underage too, man. So and it's it's past the statute of limitations, so I'm good.
That's statute of limitations.
So I used to do that for Halo. I used to cheat. Halo 2.
No,
not Halo 3. Definitely not Halo 5 because no one plays that. So yeah. So yeah.
Here's the thing. And replaying games, that's what taught me that too. Like, what is the most optimal way? I don't really replay games anymore because every game's 50 million hours long. But like, I still have those skills. So I'm like, I find them like, oh, that's how you do this shit. Like, yeah, if you get a boss stuck between a door or something, fuck, I'm good. It's like, oh, I could climb this shit, and the boss can't come up. I just instinctively find this stuff. Developers must hate a player like me. It's like, this motherfucker's not playing the game the way he's supposed to.
Well, they would love to have you as like a QA tester because you would tell them like, oh, this is exploitable. I'm beating this game way too easily because I found this exploit.
Okay, but I'm not to go too off track. I remember somebody posted this video on Twitter. It was supposed to be like, game developers watching QA people and quality assurance people play games. So on one side of the screen, you had this girl, right, who was supposed to be the game developer. On the other side, you had this guy putting like shapes inside of a box, and the box had holes in it, shaped like shapes, like they had a triangle, a square, a circle, shit like that, right? So the guy takes the first thing. It's a cube, right? Like, the cube goes into the square, and the girl's like, yeah, that's right, put in the square. And then he takes the rectangle. It's like, the rectangle goes into the square. And she's like, yeah, you're good. So she's a happy game developer. They're playing the game the way they're supposed to. So he takes the fucking circle, the square goes, and she's like, go in the circle. The circle goes into the square. She's like, oh. And then she takes like a half moon, like, put in the half moon. It's like, the half moon goes into the square. Everything fit into the fucking square. That's me. That's how I play games.
I've seen that before. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So when I saw that, I was laughing. I'm like, that's me. That's how I play games. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna put things where they're supposed to. I'm gonna find the quickest path of least resistance. And by the end, the girl's fucking crying.
I have this big square, and all the shapes fit on it. Okay, I'm just using the square.
That's it, Yeah, the girl, she's fucking crying by the end, having an existential crisis. It's hilarious.